creme de la creme.
I tremblingly await you. There.
Read it all, from the beginning.
Mr. Gordon Lowther, Esquire, Cramond House, Cramond, Edinburgh, Scotland, Europe, the world. My dear, delightful Gordon, your letter has moved me deeply, but alas, I am dedicated to my girls, as is Madame Pavlova.
You girls should not be indoors during recreation period. It is a fine morning. Whose gramophone is this?
It's Mary's, Miss Mackay.
Well, this is the period for recreation.
Yes, Miss Mackay.
Outdoor recreation.
Yes, Miss Mackay.
Ah, Miss Campbell.
I don't think we should be... It doesn't signify what you think, Mary McGregor.
I think we should put something in Boy's black eyes flashing in the moonlight.
Mr. Lowther's eyes aren't black.
What colour are his eyes?
Not black.
This calls for research. Mary, go immediately to the corridor. Mr. Lowther has to pass before the period is over. When he does, examine his eyes.
Me?
Go along, he might come in early.
But why can't one of yous go?
Because we are prima ballerinas, and you, Mary McGregor, are the corps de ballet.
Sandy, do you really think Mr. Lowther's the creme de la creme? Maybe it's Mr. Lloyd.
The creme de la creme is us. Little girls, you are going to be the creme de la creme. You lead. These are supposed to be the happiest days of our lives.
If these are supposed to be the happiest days of our lives, then why does Miss Brodie say prime is best?
Then she never got married like our mothers and fathers. They don't have primes.
No, they have sexual intercourse.
Oh, I don't like to think about it.
You don't have to. It happens in the flash, in the spur of the moment. It happened to Tina that worked in my father's shop when she was out walking at Pudgee with her boy. They had to get married.
You think the urge would have passed by the time they got their clothes off?
Yes, that's what I can't understand. Taking their clothes off in front of each other, it's so rude. They're bound to be put off their passion.
I wouldn't like to have sexual intercourse.
No, neither would I. I would be pure like Bonnie Kilmeny. Kilmeny was as pure could be. Miss Brodie says this means she didn't go to the glen in order to mix with men.
It really is too bad if Mr. Lowther's eyes aren't black.
Sandy, do you think Miss Brodie and Hugh Flanders Fields had sexual intercourse before he fell?
I don't think they did anything like that. Their love was above all that.
But Miss Brodie says she and Hugh clung to each other with passionate abandon on his last leave. But I don't think they took their clothes off. Do you?
No, I can't see it.
Mr. Lowther, he came. I saw him.
Well, what colour are his eyes?
His eyes?
Mary McGregor, you will never be one of life's elite. Is something wrong? What's happened to you, Mary?
Your face is all funny.
No, it's not!
Yes, it is!
Ah, Miss Brodie's brood, I believe. We met at the gallery.
Yes,
Mr. Lloyd.
Would you like a rosebud?
A what?
It's the favourite sweet of little Princess Margaret Rose.
Unmistakably Brodie. And you, I presume, are the pretty one. Good afternoon, girls.
Good afternoon, Mr. Lloyd. Mary, you're definitely upset about something.
It's my brother. I'm upset about my brother.
You're never upset about your brother. But you are upset about something.
Tell! No! No, I won't tell! I love Miss Brodie and I won't tell!
What about Miss Brodie?
Tell it will be with the bar again.
You wouldn't dare! Please let me down! Please stop it!
Tell!
It's none of your business! Stop it!
Now, Mary dear, if something has happened to Miss Brodie, you should tell us. Now, what have you done now?
She was so angry.
Well, you know how you are, Mary. Now, what have you done now?
Nothing. I just went in
And where?
the classroom.
So?
So there they were.
There who were?
Oh! Miss Brodie! Miss Brodie and Mr. Lloyd! No! Mr. Lloyd. I saw them kissing.
Mr. Lloyd.
Mr. Lloyd!
I saw them together kissing. He had his arms around her. Mr. Lloyd! Mr. Lloyd! Mr. Lloyd's in love with Miss Brodie! And she's in love with Mr. Lloyd.
But what about Mr. Lowther then?
Mr. Lloyd is an artist. Miss Brodie's artistic too. Perhaps Miss Brodie really loves Mr. Lloyd, but he's married to another, so she's working it up on Mr. Lowther. Listen, Mary, was it a long, lingering kiss?
I shouldn't have told you.
Yes, it wasn't very elite of you, but since you did, was it a long, lingering kiss?
Yeah.
Was it like this?
That's it. That's it.
It's nearly 5 o'clock. Time you girls were away. What were you doing, Monica?
Just playing, Miss Mackay.
Playing opera.
Opera?
Yes, Miss Mackay, we've been studying Traviata.
Monica, show me what you were doing. Go on, show me.
She was doing Violetta expiring for the love of Alfredo. It's very sad.
Rubbish. Violetta did not expire for love of Alfredo. Violetta was a thoroughly silly woman with diseased lungs. If she'd been brought up properly, she'd be out on the hockey field breathing deeply, which is precisely what you little girls should be doing, not play acting in Italian melodrama.
Violetta and Alfredo were originally French.
How well informed you are.
Miss Brodie took us to see Traviata when the Carla Rosa company came to Edinburgh.
She took you to the opera.
She takes us to concerts too, and art
And the
galleries.
theatre. We love the theatre.
Indeed. How very good of Miss Brodie. I've been interested to see that all you Brodie girls have chosen to take the classical course for when you move to the senior school. You, Mary, you know your marks do not reach the required standard. Why is it you want to go so much to the classical side?
Miss Brodie prefers it.
It has nothing to do with Miss Brodie. I'm curious as to why Miss Brodie ever singled you out, Mary. You're a fine girl, of course, but not precocious. And it occurs to me that your guardian, Mr. Illing, makes you a very generous allowance, and perhaps it is you, Mary, who occasionally treats Miss Brodie to the theatre. It is pleasant to have the means to treat our friends, isn't it?
But Mr. Lowther paid for us to see Traviata.
Mr. Lowther paid for you. Well, I hope you're all appreciative.
Oh, yes.
And you, Monica, as regards the classical course, you will have to earn your way in life, and your interest in the drama won't prepare you for that. The secretarial course is what you should aim for, my dear.
Miss Brodie says the foundation to a real education is the humanities. They train us to think beyond the narrow mind. They train us for heroic action.
Heroic action. The humanities. The arts. Music. Miss Brodie is very musical.
I think Miss Brodie prefers art, Miss Mackay.
What makes you think that, Sandy?
Music is an interest, but painting is a passion. Miss Brodie said.
A passion?
Compared to music.
Now, Mary, I'm sure you don't have passions. What are your cultural interests?
Stories?
Does Miss Brodie tell you stories?
Oh yes, she tells us lovely stories.
Stories like Traviata?
Stories of history.
History.
Miss Brodie makes history seem like the cinema!
Not the cinema. More like Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
My. What would we do without Miss Brodie? I could wish that your arithmetic papers were better. You're going to have to work hard at ordinary, humble subjects in order to get your leaving certificate. Culture cannot compensate for lack of hard knowledge.
No, Miss Mackay.
I'm pleased you're devoted to Miss Brodie, but your loyalty is also due to the school.
Yes, Miss Mackay.
I'm always impressed by Miss Brodie's girls, in one way or another.
What are you thinking about?
About Miss Brodie and Mr. Lloyd.
And Mr. Lowbar. Don't forget Mr. Lowbar. They go to Crammond every Sunday. But so do we.
But she never comes home when we do.
First he puts off the lights, then their toes touch.
Mr. Lowther's legs are so much longer than Miss Brodie's, he'd have to wind his around hers.
Then Miss Brodie goes, darling.
Oh, Mr. Lowther, you are the creme de la creme.
Still, they might have a baby.
Oh, we'll have to watch Miss Brodie's stomach.